Hey everyone, we'd love to hear from you. What tool review would you like us to create an in-depth analysis video on? Drop your suggestions in the comments below, and we will get started on making the most requested one. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, as we upload new tool insight every day.
All right, so we've all seen those apps and filters that let you tweak photos, just with like a tap or a swipe, maybe push a smile a little wider or something like that. But what if you could completely reshape an image like way more fundamentally, almost like it was digital clay that you're just like molding in real time, and you're doing it just by clicking and dragging a few points?
Interesting.
That's the idea behind this new thing that's causing a buzz.
Okay.
It's called DragGAN, and it's coming straight out of some pretty big research labs, Google, the Max Planck Institute, and MIT CSAIL.
Wow.
So this is not just some little startup. This is like...
Yeah, serious players.
Yeah, serious institutions.
Right.
And what's really fascinating to me is that this is not just your typical image filter or, like I said, just kind of nudging pixels around.
Right.
It's a completely new AI technique. And the name DragGAN is super descriptive. I think you're literally dragging things within an image.
I see.
Moving them around, transforming them, just using these kind of intuitive anchor points.
Wow. Yeah, that is a very descriptive name.
Yeah, right.
DragGAN.
So that's what this deep dive is all about today.
Okay, cool.
We're going to really dig into DragGAN. We've got a bunch of research papers and articles here that really break down how it works, what it can do, what it can't do, why there's so much hype around it, and why some people are saying this is like a total game changer for image editing.
Interesting.
And just as a cool little side note, the project is open source.
Oh, nice.
Which is always a good thing.
Yeah, I like that.
So our mission today is to really try to understand the core principles of DragGAN, what it's capable of, but without getting too bogged down in like the super technical AI jargon.
Sure.
We want you to come away from this feeling like you really get why people are so excited about this.
Right. Yeah, make it accessible.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good.
So, I mean, just to kind of set the stage a little bit, we've all seen how AI is impacting just like every aspect of our lives, it seems.
Oh, yeah, definitely it's everywhere.
Right, and image generation has been like a huge area of advancement.
Huge.
I mean, we've got DALL-E and Midjourney and all these crazy things that can just create images from text prompts.
That's amazing.
Right, and so now it seems like we're seeing this kind of shift where AI is moving into image editing.
I see.
Giving us these new tools that are incredibly intuitive and incredibly precise.
Oh, interesting.
That allow us to edit images in ways that were like super complex and difficult before.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's like the next logical step from generation to manipulation.
Exactly. Yeah. Cool. So let's just jump right into it.
Okay, what is DragGAN?
Okay, so in the simplest terms, DragGAN is an interactive AI image editing tool.
Okay.
And the key thing that really sets it apart is that it uses something called a pre-trained GAN.
Okay, a GAN?
Yeah, that stands for Generative Adversarial Network.
Right. Now, a GAN is basically an AI that's already learned a massive amount about what real-world images look like.
Okay, so it's like it's already been trained.
Yes, exactly. It's been trained on a massive data set of images.
Got it.
So when you use DragGAN, you're not just like shifting the pixels that are already there. The AI is actually creating new image content based on how you're manipulating it. And it's doing this in a way that tries to keep everything looking really realistic based on what it's learned during its training.
So it's not just like copying and pasting or stretching things. It's like actually generating new pixels.
Exactly. It's regenerating the image in a way.
Wow.
That makes sense in the context of your edits.
So this is completely different from like using something like Photoshop's warp tool or something.
Yes, very different.
Because with those tools, you can like stretch and distort things, but
you hit a limit.
It looks really fake really quickly.
Yeah, exactly. It just looks warped and unnatural. But DragGAN aims to actually regenerate the underlying object or scene.
I see.
So if you're using it to rotate a car in a photo, it's not just stretching the pixels of the car.
Okay.
It's actually trying to figure out how that car would look from that new angle.
Wow.
And then filling in the missing information.
So it's like it's understanding the 3D structure of the car.
In a way, yes, it's using its knowledge of real-world images.
That's incredible.
To create a plausible 3D representation.
Okay, so can you give us some more specific examples of what you can actually do with this?
Sure. So the research papers highlight a bunch of possibilities.
Okay.
Like imagine you have a photo of a bird looking off to the side. With DragGAN, you could put a control point on its beak.
Okay.
And drag it so that the beak is pointing